Hello everyone and welcome back to Soul Stained Ink. My name is Beth and I have not one but two very special guests here today who are going to help us recommend some books. Now the first one I've got is tearing apart my Harry Potter Legos over here. This is the Monster. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Hi. And she has a couple of different books you might be able to find and read with your tiny child in order to include them in March Mystery Madness. Now, the first one isn't really a mystery, but we can't find our copy of Sherlock. They have books like this. This is the Odyssey, and these are just little primers. This one talks about, it has information about the different parts of the story and just a very basic summary, etc. This is by Baby Lit. We also have primers, like they have sound primers, color primers, etc. We have a Sherlock Holmes sound primer. Could not find it. We also have a board book that is in graphic novel format called The Mystery of the Missing Cheese, and it has like touch and feel things on it. Couldn't find that one either. But we could find Minnie's Surprise. Now this book is all about Minnie left a scavenger hunt for her friends, and they had to figure out the clues in order to get to the surprise picnic party at the end. It is super cute, super engaging, and there's the mystery of them trying to figure out all the clues. So those are just a couple of ideas for you and your tiny toddler type. Now, my other very special guest, you got to move legs. My other very special guest is Elena.
Hello.
You already know her face. Look at their outfits, guys. They have matching Scooby Doo outfits. It says, "Get in, loser, we're going to solve a mystery." And their pants have the mystery machine. They're so cute. I'm very sad because the boutique I got them from did not have adult sizes, and the lady was like, "Really? I don't think anyone but you would buy them." She's probably not wrong, but I would have worn the heck out of that. All right. Oh, who do you have? You have Velma. We also have bobblehead Velma here, which is oddly fitting because the first book Elena's going to tell you about is
Scooby Doo and You, the case of the Purple Kingdom.
Night.
Or Purple Night.
Good job. Oh, baby's gone. All right, so Scooby Doo, there are several different types of Scooby Doo books, right, Elena?
Mm-hmm.
And we have a few, but this is the one we're going to show you. This is Scooby Doo and You. So as you go through, it has these little markings, and they tell you how to help do what?
Solve the mystery.
How to help solve the mystery. So you go through, and they show you those little things that tell you, like, this is where you should be checking for clues, or you should remember this. It gives you mystery solving tips. These are super cool books. There are, like I said, different types of Scooby Doo books, but we really like Scooby Doo and Use. All right, what's next?
The next one is New York Eve Thieves.
And this is a what kind of mystery?
It is a calendar mystery.
Yes, it is a calendar mystery. And the calendar mysteries, this is a series that goes all throughout the year. And this one follows Bradley, Brian, Nate, and Lucy. And we picked this one because they're going to a party at the twins' house. And then they find out that a computer has been stolen. So there are a set of siblings in this, and two sets of friends and twins. So that goes very nicely with the twins, or with the twos. No, that's not a mystery book, little girl. Thank you. What's next?
The next one is Encyclopedia Brown Cracks the Case.
All right, and Encyclopedia Brown is another set of mysteries that you can read with your younger kids as well as your elementary aged kids, and they all enjoy them. Now toddlers might be a little young for them, but they just like to be read to anyway. Yeah. All right.
Any books they're good with.
All right. What's next? What's next?
The next book is The Hardy Boys, A Figure in Hiding.
So we just pulled out 2 of the Hardy Boys books to show you. However, remember that if you're looking to go with the 2x2 theme, there are 2 Hardy Boys, Frank and Joe. So that's always a good fallback, and elementary kids love reading them. They have younger Hardy Boys books as well as the ones written for middle grade and YA. And there's a series that combines the Hardy Boys and who?
Nancy Drew.
And we have that entire series, but we left them at my mother's house. Yeah. So we can't show you one of those. We can, however, show you
Nancy Drew, The Secret in the Dark.
And that is, I think this is when Nancy was in high school. I don't remember.
She is in high school in it.
But we also have some of the originals. So there's The Hidden Staircase. And then here is a different kind. They have rewritten these into early readers, like level 1 early reader Nancy Drew books, all the way up to, like I said, the new adult Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys mysteries. So those are all of our children's and early reader suggestions for you. However, I have a huge stack of middle grades to talk to you about. So let's get right into those. So we got into the suggestions for middle grades, and both kids were like, we're going to peace out and go watch Roadrunner in the playroom, which is probably a good idea because that little one was already starting to get into trouble. I have some classics to talk to you about real quick, though. I'm not going to get into major detail, but you can read classics with your children. They might not understand all of it, but I have read Sleepy Hollow with Elena, as well as The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. We've read a couple of those. She doesn't quite get them, but it's a really good chance for you to expose them to, this is the teacher side of me coming out, it's a really good chance for you to expose them to language they're going to need when they get to middle school and high school. I have a lot of students who did not get read to, did not like to read, or if they did get read to, it was very low level stuff. And then when they got older, could read by themselves, their parents were like, nope, we're too busy, which is completely understandable. I don't read to my kids all the time either, and we do listen to a lot of audiobooks, but it exposes them to other situations and language that they're going to need to know when they get to my level of teaching. So keeping that in mind, we can also use, like I said, they have the early primers for like Sherlock Holmes. So we do that. We read one of these. And we read Enola Holmes. So this is Nancy Springer's. This one is the case of the Peculiar Pink Fan. The first book is Case of the Missing Marquis or Marquez. Then we have Left-Handed Lady, Bizarre Bouquets, Peculiar Pink Fan, Cryptic Crinoline, Gypsy, Goodbye. Yeah, there are 6 of them. And as far as I know, that is all there are. I have read the first 3 or 4. 3, I think. I really enjoyed them. So, sorry, I started looking at the book instead of talking to you. The premise of these is Enola is Mycroft and Sherlock's much younger sister. Her mother leaves her and she begins solving mysteries and kind of hiding from her brothers. So you can partner. I would read the first one now. Elena's in 4th grade, but she's reading on a junior high school level. I don't know where she gets that from. I have no idea. But I could read this with her, read Sherlock Holmes for myself, and do the primer with Raylyn, and then we're all sharing the same characters together. And it makes it like really, really fun, you know? Then if you want a good mystery that is also fantastical, because a lot of people don't like just reading mysteries, you can do something like Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Like, I'm a Ravenclaw. I got the Ravenclaw edition last year for my birthday. This is the only book I have in the Ravenclaw edition. I need to order the rest of the series, but Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, they have huge mysteries involved in them. When you get later on in the series, there's not quite as many mysteries, but there are still several mysteries. So you can still read your fantasy and pick mysteries up. There are a lot of mysteries in fantasies. They have to figure out riddles, go on these quests where they have to figure things out. That definitely counts. I also have the series of Skullduggery Pleasant by Derek Landy. This is an upper middle grade book. When we start, our main character, who is Stephanie, I believe she's 11 in this first book, and we follow her growing up with her best friend and detective partner, who is a skeleton, named Skullduggery Pleasant. So this is one of my absolute favorite middle grade series. Now, be warned, there is some cussing in it, but on the whole, it is super stinking amazing, and I would highly recommend it for middle grade and up. We also have The World's Greatest Detective by Caroline Carlson, and this is about a kid detective. Okay. We have some classic, like, from the 60s and 70s books. We've got Robert Newman's The Case of the Threatened King. So this is kind of a historical, archaeological mystery. We have The Mysterious Schoolmaster by Karen Ankersberg. And this one was published in 55. I thought it was published in 52. I was going to be like, twos. But this is from 1955. And it's set in Sweden. So, very, very fun. We also have P.J. Peterson's The Freshman Detective Blues. We have Trixie Belden, which I probably should have put in with Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, but, you know, I didn't. She was in my stack. The kids each did their own stack. And then, in kind of a throwback to fantastical, but also paranormal, which Skullduggery definitely is, we have City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. There are several books like this. City of Ghosts, she's, solving mysteries about ghosts, and that's a trilogy. We also have, I think it's called The Forgotten Girl or something like that. And it's about a little girl who keeps seeing this ghost everywhere and having these instances of, like, dreaming about her, seeing her out the window, whatever. And they find an old black cemetery that had been completely forgotten about because, during segregation. It's an amazing, strong book and definitely paranormal, but they have to solve the mystery. And then I've got 3 final books to talk to you about. And they are ones that you wouldn't necessarily think of as being mysterious or fantastical in any way. The first one is The Donut Fix by Jessie Janowitz. Now, I just read this. This boy named Tristan and his family, they end up moving from New York to this tiny little town. And his parents can't put him and his sisters into school for like 2 months because some law or whatever. So they end up being at home, and their parents tell them that they need to do like this big project, and that's like going to be their school for the next 2 months. And he works out how to figure out the mystery of like these donuts that the school had. It includes baking. There's a little bit of a riddle solving in here, and he creates his own business. Now, is it a big mystery? No, it is not. But there are some little mysteries in here that are very, very good. Next, we have The Unteachables by Gordon Corman. This book, as well as all the others that he writes, includes some mystery. Now, this one is not going to have the biggest mystery. However, all of my middle grade books are at this school. I have over 1,000 books in my classroom. So Gordon Corman books always have mysteries in it. The Unteachables, the mystery is kind of why the kids and the teacher are the way that they are. He's got a book called Restart where the main character has gotten amnesia. And so the entire book, you kind of figure out these little clues and things that are happening to find out what happened, what was going on. Like, you know how he got amnesia, but you figure out like why he was on top of the roof to fall off and get amnesia. It's masterfully done. There's another one called What's His Face, and all about a ghost living in a 7th grade boy's phone. And you kind of find out who the ghost is, what's going on. You figure out a mystery, and it centers around Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet as well. So I highly recommend, if you would like to read something that's not quite so mystery heavy, but still has mystery aspects to it, that you read one of his. Now, and then the next thing, the last thing I have is Mr. Limoncello's All-Star Breakout Game by Chris Grabenstein. Now, this is book 4, I want to say, in the Mr. Limoncello series. This is the only one I had at my house because I haven't read it yet, but I guarantee you it's amazing, fabulous, wonderful. Chris Grabenstein is stinking awesome. Pretty much any of his books are going to have mysteries involved. However, he actually has a series of mysteries that he's written. But Mr. Limoncello's library, they have to figure out riddles and mysteries because they are locked in the library for 24 hours and they have to figure out how to get out. There are games and book quotes and things they have to figure out in order to do that. He also has one called The Island of Dr. Libris, and there is a kid who keeps seeing like book characters come to life and he has to figure that out. He has a series where it's called Wonderland or something like that, and it's about a kid that lives in a hotel and they're trying to figure out, like the first book, they're trying to figure out how to save the hotel and figure out a mystery of like jewelry thieves that may have hidden the jewels 50 years ago when Wonderland Motel was at its peak. Like, they're fabulous. He always includes mysteries and riddles and things like that in his books, and I highly suggest that you check them out. And of course, there's so many more books I could talk to you about, so many more things we could chat about, but I have gone on far longer than I normally do in my videos, and I think I am going to go ahead and cut myself off right here. I hope that you have gotten some ideas for your own March Mystery Madness. I will come back soon with a TBR video. However, until then, I hope that you stay happy and healthy and above all, safe. Bye.